Okay, I'm here with Geoff as part of the Cape York Misers Challenge. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
The Cape York Miser Challenge was an idea that we came up with a couple of years ago, just to get out, take the boys up the Cape in the sorts of vehicles that people these days don't tend to associate with this sort of travel. We wanted to do it in the cheapest cars we could run, and I think we've pretty much succeeded. We've got most vehicles have been purchased for under $2,000, and a bit of maintenance work and a bit of preparation work, and now we've got 14 cars going to Cape York, and I think out of the 14, the most expensive thing was about $4,000. So that's basically what we're trying to do. A mate's run to the Cape.
Well, job done.
Well, it's holiday time. Time to start packing. Food done.
I've dropped in to pick up your little mate, and now it's heading for Cairns. It's a 1986 turbo diesel MK Patrol trayback. Pretty much stocko inside. I've pinched a roof rack off the old ute, whacked it on this one, pinched the tyres off the wagon, suspensions is an ongoing bit of a problem. There's not much room left from the bump stop. But a new set of springs cost more than the car. Homemade snorkel, and cost about $1,300 to buy it, and since then, and spending all the money on repairing it, etc., and getting it regoed, it's all up about $2,300. So pretty good. Well, just been into Clark Rubber to fix my suspension problems. That'll do it. This is called Pebbly Beach.
1996 Land Rover Discovery that we picked up for about £2,500. She's generally in not too bad a condition, except for the motor, which is causing us a few dramas here and there. So since we got it, we've put some raised height springs in it that we got out of an old Range Rover. We've pulled out the rear seats, put a bit more storage in there out of MDF and various other bits and pieces. We've had a wonderful snorkel put together, custom made by Rob Bliss Exhaust, just to help us out there, out of old exhaust tube. And then we've got some new mud tyres on it from Forbies as well, so we decided to do the trip with a set of decent tyres, save getting too many punctures.
Always a good move.
Yeah. Other than that, we haven't really done too much to it. It's pretty much as we bought it. Still leaks oil from the engine, from the gearbox, from the transfer case, and the diffs. We are having a few radiator or overheating. It's not overheating. We've got a few problems with the radiator at the moment. We think the head's gone, and it's we're either getting water into the pistons or we're getting air into the radiator. So we'll see how that goes. We've put a fair amount of chemi weld in it now, and we'll just keep topping it up with water and putting more chemicals in, and hopefully it'll limp its way to the top of Cape York and back.
I'm here again with Joff. You want to tell us a little bit about your clunker?
Well, mate, this is our first month 1990 Nissan Patrol, high roof, SX model. I think she was a bit of a luxury pack in the day, but it's not too much of a luxury pack now. Found her on the side of the road out near Penrith in Sydney for $850. She wasn't running real well. Petrol one with a carburetor. Figured out the carburetor was the biggest problem. But since then we've transformed her. We've put the muddies off my Land Cruiser on it, and we ghetto fabbed up a roof cage. Fitted the fridge in the back and did some wiring. I think we added a couple of bushes to some sway bars and bits and pieces like that to get it registered, and here we are. I think she cost us about $2,500 total. With all the work that we did, and rego and insurances and all the rest of it you've got to have these days. So a pretty cheap clunker by all accounts. Problems with buying these cars is that you don't want to spend too much money on them. And when we loaded this one up and we had 33-inch tyres on it, the old girl was running on the bump stops, and that's how we drove it pretty much all the way from Sydney to Townsville. When we got to Townsville, ARB Townsville was kind enough to find a set of second-hand springs and threw them in for us at a very, very reasonable rate. So I got to thank the guys at Townsville ARB.
The adventure begins.